That's this for this thing. Because you did the birthday too. You did a lot of things. Who paid for my birthday party?
If you're looking at it.
Or we all did.
Oh, you guys all did?
Yeah.
So the company did.
The company.
Okay. Because I was feeling bad about it because that must have been expensive.
No,
No,
just,
it's a birthday. It's your
a birthday.
celebration.
did we talk about that?
We talked about the birthday, right?
We have
You
not.
even told like what? Oh yeah, you didn't even talk about.
We haven't talked about
I didn't even
your
post a
birthday.
video.
Oh, we haven't talked to the birthday party? Oh, it was the most magical party I can only imagine. Magical.
Did you know about the party?
Absolutely not.
Were you truly surprised?
Yes, 100%. I thought you said, well, it's what I didn't know about the party. And then you were like, Thursday, you were like, I called you, I go, Sterling's in town. And then you slyly goes, oh, let's go have dinner with him tomorrow at 6. Right? So that little thing made it seem like it was that she made it up right then. Last minute, right?
Smart.
So you wouldn't think anything of it, right? And then, but here's what could have gave it away was when you said, the next day I said, Gina Gershon is in town. And you're like, oh, I just invite her to the dinner, right? In my head, at the split second, it was weird, like, it's an intimate thing with me, you, Sterling, and his girlfriend. You know what I mean? So why would you invite Gina, right?
Because you were like, oh, she's so great. I was like,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
maybe you're right.
And you were right because she was amazing and we had a blast.
We
that
should have
night.
blast, yeah.
Yeah.
So we go to Chosun, and I go around the corner, and I was hit by a train. I couldn't believe it. I was so delighted. Because there you see everyone that I wanted to see at that very moment. No, but I go and I looked at everyone. I was like, wow, what a great thing. And then we ate, and then the show afterwards was even more magical. We all went to that show in Koreatown, Dumbfounded show, and that's where I saw Benedict and Aquafina and everybody. Aquafina brought me up on stage.
And they got a cake for you.
She got a cake for me. It was just a really cool night, and I don't know.
It really was one of those like
So chill. Too.
perfect evenings, I think.
It didn't seem forced or anything.
What's the matter?
Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much.
Are you emotional about it?
Yeah, I'm emotional about it. Yeah, 50 is a hard one. It really is. It's a
What
hard
makes
one.
it hard?
I might having a midlife crisis.
In what way?
I don't know. I feel like when Neil Peart, you know who Neil Peart is?
No.
I think
You guys know who Neil Peart is?
I
Don't
know.
look it up. I'll tell you what he is. I don't know.
That's what it looks like.
Neil Peart was a drummer, one of the greatest drummers of all time. He was the drummer for Rush.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay, so Neil Peart
I love Rush.
had a couple of tragedies happen. I think his daughter died, and then his wife died right after that, and he just got. I don't ride motorcycles, but he got on his motorcycle and he just drove for 4 years. Like, the band didn't play. You know what I mean? He was the only way they knew where he was postcards. So he'd be like somewhere in South America on his motorcycle, and there'd be a postcard from some small little dinky town, you know what I mean, that he's staying at, you know what I mean? And he didn't talk to anybody. He just rode into the, you know what I mean, into the night for 4 years. And then one day, he just shows back up 4 or 5 years later, and he goes, I think I'm ready to play now, right?
Now, do you think that was a crisis or a freeing of his soul? Like, that doesn't sound like a crisis. It sounds like a
little
man.
different.
I think when they say midlife crisis, I don't really agree. I just think that it's like I feel like I need what I mean, to do something drastic, almost like in terms of my career or I mean, just little fantasies that I have of like just riding a motorcycle into a town.
What?
Wear a cowboy hat,
You know what I've always
with a
wanted?
belt buckle and
I've-
suspenders.
I've always wanted to just go in an RV with you and the animals and like
That'd be fun.
dive deep into
Yeah.
America.
That'd be fun. Something like that, though, where it's like, I'm just, what where was I? I was in, what town was I in? I was in Wisconsin, or one of these, I don't know, it was Wisconsin. I got to figure out what it was. Sorry, I'll just give me a second. I was in either where's Wise Guys at?
Oh, it's Salt Lake.
No, it wasn't Salt Lake. I think it was somewhere.
Don't they
No,
have-
you know what? No, I know what it was. It was Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
I was in Omaha, Nebraska, and I was in this weird coffee shop, right, in some mall. But now it wasn't really a mall, like structure. And it was hard to find. It's like you have to go down this like viney tunnel. And then like you walked in there, and you could tell this coffee shop had been there for like 40 years. I mean, it was just old. And I just sat there and had a coffee, and I felt like I was in a different time period, or, even country. It felt different. And I remember sitting there for hours. I was writing, and it was just like, and the people that would walk in were people that I normally don't see. People from a different era almost, right? And it was almost like really cool. And it was one of those things too. It's like they don't know who you are. Like no one knows who I am. Not that I'm famous now. Like I can still walk around LA. No one knows who I am.
No, that's not true. Are you crazy?
But there are some places in LA. If I go to like Koreatown, people know who I am. You know what I mean? Different places, West Hollywood. I'll always get somebody. You know what I mean? But like this place was like no, like they would just look at me like I'm just like a student, like foreign exchange student or whatever. Like they don't know, right? Like I could be just like how make an accent.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I could just make up a whole different character.
Yeah.
And like, and it's also, there's like when you order coffee from a place like that, they're just really kind, not because you're somebody. That's just what they are. Right? Whereas here it's like, sometimes I'll go, I hope the waiter or, the guy behind the counter recognizes me so I get treated nice. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that a memory and an experience that I long for, But 50 is a big one because start thinking, oh, Diego Maradona died at 60. Norm just died at 62, right? And you start thinking, do I have 10 years left? I know, but I mean, you don't know. Who knows, right? But it's like most of it's gone. That's a truth, right? Most of it's gone. I'm not the healthiest guy in the world. So you just start thinking, and then when you're thinking there's not a lot of time left, there's something about you that's like, I want to do ayahuasca or whatever, you know what I mean? You start thinking. I know that brought the fucking, did I bring everyone down?
Can we do
No.
Tiger Belly overseas? That's what I want to do. Is like in a couple of years, just move to some place overseas, do the same thing, but we live in a completely different environment.
Yeah, if I might move to, I think I might have gotten a job in New York. So that's going to take me there for 5 months. I mean, we could do Tiger Belly there. Maybe that'll, the kind of guests we'll get is completely different, right?
Do you ever think of you're seeing yourself taking a sabbatical from all entertainment?
Yeah.
Like those actors that go like Dave Chappelle. Like, do you see a whole year? Could you do that without this industry and do everything you talked about?
I think I could. I think that I could, I want to learn how to bake.
You know what?
You really did?
Yeah.
Let's start with you learning how to cook rice because you're Asian.
No, bake. I go rice first?
You gotta learn. You gotta learn.
Go
how
for
to,
the gold bake.
Yeah. I want to learn how to bake.
I think you'd be great.
I want to
at
make
it.
clogs.
I don't know what that is.
Like clogs? Shoes?
Oh my God! When is the
shoes.
British Bake Off? The new
Already 2 episodes are already saw.
Fuck! I'm behind on
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
Two,
I just-
Yeah, that was the weirdest recommendation after Squid Game. It was like, how about the Great British Bake Off?
You know what? It
I was
makes
like-
sense.